viewers at home, welcome to Reality of Life Enlightenment TV talk show. Today we'll be looking at a catchphrase which I believe will be of interest to you. Catch them young. Catch them young could know different meanings. Psychologists believe that 4-6 years of a child is the best time to nurture them, being a developmental and observation stage. Here I have two guests who will be throwing more light to this phrase. On my right, I have Mrs. Chineze Ben Nwako, a public health personnel, and also Mr. Nathan Ahuku, an ex-military personnel and social worker. Mr. Nathan.
A phrase we've been hearing for ages, and it's not a new thing to us. And as children, they look up to we the adults for their physical need, their security and self-belonging. So for that matter, as adults, we need to instill some take interest in our children by guiding them from the very tender age so that we can streamline their future to make sure that they are within the track to become what we expect them to be, because they look up to us as adults who have to guide them in whatever they do.
Mrs. Chineze.
Thank you very much. I have been wondering and pondering about this topic for a while, and I came to realization that it is of no use for a man at 70 to suddenly realize that there is need to go to primary school. If he realizes and go to primary school at this age, of course you will agree with me, the certificate and the going back to the school at this point in time really will mean nothing, because he's almost at the end of his life. It is to this important topic, therefore, that I am here today actually, to help us understand this phrase, catch them young, which I believe that indeed to so many, it means a lot.
Mr. Nathan, do you believe that going to school at age 70 or 50 would actually make meaning or essence?
Contrary to what the sister is saying, the sister just said, I believe that there is no limit of age for education.
Yeah.
Because even if at 70 you go into education, you're still going to get some sort of knowledge to impact into whoever comes in contact with you. So some have the opportunity to start it early, some have the opportunity to start it late. But at the same time, no matter what time you start it, you can still get something out of it and impact it to the society, your children, people who come in contact with you.
Very interesting. There is no age to education, but there is still age to the benefits of education.
Okay.
And this is this benefit that this very discussion will focus on.
Okay.
And this will really drive us back to our topic, catch them young.
Yeah.
I believe, and yes, the psychologists are correct,
Okay.
when they say that in the early stages of life is when really we need to catch these children young. It is not new. Dating back in the days of the Bible, if you reference Bible here, it says, bring up a child the way that he or she will grow, that when he grows up, he will not deviate from it.
We'll try and look at the signs that we need to look at in a child for us to actually nurture them and catch them early. Mr. Nathan?
As I said, the children depend on us, they rely on us for some sort of guidance towards their future.
Yeah.
And as adults, in order to put our children in the track, the way we would like to see them, we have to take interest in certain things in their life, like their education, their abilities. We look at the talent, because some children, if we take interest in them, we can identify that this child will be good at this child will be good at that. So we will work towards that by helping the child, because there are children born to become educationists. Some shows talents of be a good footballer, be whatever profession you may think of. And that is the way we have to try and identify it from the early stage.
Mrs. Ben, identifying a talent, a gift in a child.
Every child is born with their potentials. Every child is born with talent. The good thing about this is for us parents to first of all understand that any child God has given us has come to this world with potential to perform, to add to the world and not to subtract or take away from the world. Now, identifying this very potential is where the task is as parents.
Yeah.
One is that in so many instances, this is not what we can do on our own. We need special guidance and help and discipline ourselves as parents. You have to be disciplined to be able to understand that, fine, there's a change. There is this, to be able to notice what is being imparted, what is being instilled in a child ab initio.
So as a parent also needs to discipline themselves before they can actually know the talents of a child. Is that what we're saying here?
Yes. I believe, yeah. I spent 6 years in medical school back home in Nigeria. During this stage, at a point in my second year, we began dealing with embryology, developmental studies. How does these children form, and so on and so forth. You find out that there's a lesson to draw from there, because we're not talking about embryology here.
Okay.
We're talking about how to synthesize, how do we know, how do we identify. There are stages in life. There's a particular stage in a child's life when they manifest certain behaviors, when they manifest certain characters, when they manifest, or psychologists, for example, might think, talk about cognitive behaviors and so on and so forth. At certain stage in life, a child manifests a particular potential. This is actually, that's what I mean by we have to be disciplined ourselves to be able to capture or understand when these changes are taking place. Are there changes going on? Yes, there are changes. From crawling to walking to standing and so on and so forth. There are changes. You notice particular behavior in a child. This is actually, for example, you see some people, they say, oh, this one is an hyperactive child, this and this and that. If we can identify this, oh, this one is hyperactive, this one is this. It suggests here that, yes, if we caution ourselves, when I mean this, I'm trying to see if I can navigate us back to what I mean by this discipline. If we discipline ourselves first, so we'll be able to identify that this child has got this potential. Yeah, discipline yourself such that you will be a bit close